Greetings, fellow soil stewards and gardening enthusiasts. Welcome back to the Humus Heritage, where we're always exploring the paths less traveled in regenerative gardening. Today we're tackling something truly transformative: how to reverse the hidden crisis of mineral depletion that's quietly undermining even the most lovingly tended gardens. Imagine a garden where your plants practically burst with vitality, your vegetables are more nutritious, and your soil feels alive. This isn't a dream. It's the power of reversing mineral depletion with rock dust. We're going to show you the exact methods to apply this natural amendment, fostering incredible plant health and building a garden ecosystem that can withstand anything. Your soil is facing an unseen struggle. Decades of intensive farming, repeated cropping, and even well-intentioned organic gardening have systematically stripped essential minerals from the earth beneath your feet. Every harvest removes not just nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but dozens of trace minerals that plants need for robust health. The result? Weaker plants, less nutritious food, and gardens that seem to require more and more intervention just to maintain baseline performance. This phenomenon, often called hidden hunger, affects even backyard plots that have never seen synthetic chemicals. Here's the troubling reality: conventional NPK fertilizers don't solve this long-term mineral deficit. In fact, they can make things worse. When we flood soil with concentrated nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, we're essentially teaching plants to become dependent on these three elements, while ignoring the symphony of micronutrients they actually need. It's like eating nothing but protein powder and wondering why you feel terrible. Meanwhile, the soil's natural mineral reserves continue to deplete, and the microbial communities that help unlock these nutrients gradually disappear. Your garden might be showing you the signs right now: stunted growth despite adequate watering and feeding, increased pest pressure, plants that seem fragile and prone to disease, or vegetables that just don't taste as vibrant as they should. Rock dust is exactly what it sounds like: finely pulverized stone, ground to a powder consistency. What makes this seemingly simple amendment so powerful is its ability to mimic processes that have built fertile soils for millions of years. In nature, glaciers grind rocks into fine particles, volcanic eruptions blanket landscapes with mineral-rich ash, and rivers carry sediment downstream, constantly renewing the mineral supply. Rock dust brings this geological magic directly to your garden, delivering a complete spectrum of minerals and trace elements in a slow-release package that works in harmony with soil biology. The true genius of rock dust lies in its diversity. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that deliver isolated nutrients, different rock types contain dozens of minerals formed under intense geological pressure and heat. Basalt brings iron, calcium, magnesium, and a host of trace elements. Granite offers generous amounts of potassium. Each type carries the mineral signature of the ancient earth processes that formed it. When introduced to living soil, these minerals don't just sit there waiting to be absorbed. Instead, they become part of a dynamic ecosystem where soil microbes, acids from decomposing organic matter, and plant root exudates gradually unlock the minerals, creating a buffet of nutrition that releases over years rather than weeks. Basalt rock dust stands as the champion for most gardening situations. Formed from cooled volcanic magma, basalt weathers relatively quickly compared to harder rocks, meaning its minerals become available to plants within months rather than decades. Its high silica content strengthens plant cell walls, making crops more resistant to pest attacks and physical stress. The calcium and magnesium help buffer soil pH naturally, while iron supports chlorophyll production. Gardeners consistently report that basalt-amended beds produce vegetables with noticeably better flavor and storage quality. Glacial rock dust offers incredible mineral diversity because glaciers grind many rock types together as they move. This creates a broad-spectrum amendment that can address multiple deficiencies simultaneously. However, sourcing matters enormously. The mineral composition varies based on what rocks the glacier encountered, and some deposits may contain higher levels of heavy metals. Always request analysis reports from suppliers. Granite dust shines when you need a potassium boost, particularly valuable for fruiting crops and flowering plants, though it releases minerals more slowly than basalt. When sourcing rock dust, seek out local quarries or agricultural suppliers rather than relying solely on branded products shipped across continents. Many quarries produce rock dust as a byproduct of their crushing operations and sell it affordably. Look for products labeled with their geological source and mineral analysis. Avoid anything simply called rock dust without specifics. You want to know what you're getting. Compared to synthetic fertilizers that require annual or even more frequent applications, rock dust represents remarkable value. An initial application might cost $20 to $40 per 100 square feet, but continues working for several years, all while building soil structure and biological activity rather than degrading it. So, the most effective application method involves integrating rock dust with your compost. You'll want to mix, say, roughly 2 to 20 pounds per cubic yard of compost, depending on your soil's depletion level and the type of rock you're using. As the compost breaks down, microorganisms begin colonizing the rock dust particles, creating these microbial biofilms that actually accelerate mineral weathering. This pre-digestion process transforms inert stone into a living mineral reservoir. And when you spread this enriched compost onto your beds, you're not just adding minerals, you're inoculating them with the biological workforce needed to make those minerals available. For direct soil application, broadcasting about 10 pounds per 100 square feet onto prepared beds works beautifully. Fork or, lightly incorporated into the top few inches before planting, making sure there's good contact with the soil and root zones. For established perennials, trees, and shrubs, top dressing around the drip line and watering thoroughly really helps the dust settle into the soil profile. And for container gardeners, you should mix approximately 1 cup per cubic foot of potting mix, creating a slow-release mineral reservoir for plants that might otherwise exhaust their growing medium pretty quickly. Understanding the timeline is, really crucial for managing expectations. Rock dust isn't a quick fix like liquid fertilizers. In the first season, you might notice some subtle improvements, maybe stronger stems or even deeper green foliage. By the second and third years, the transformation becomes undeniable as the mineral reserve builds and soil biology fully adapts. Plan to reapply every 2 to 3 years in annual vegetable beds, though perennial plantings may need supplementation less frequently, as they develop deeper root systems that access minerals throughout the soil profile. The results honestly speak powerfully. Gardens treated with rock dust consistently show improved resilience to drought and temperature extremes. Plants develop more extensive root systems, accessing water and nutrients more efficiently. Pest pressure often decreases noticeably because well-mineralized plants produce stronger defensive compounds and tougher cell walls. The vegetables taste better too, not just in your imagination but through measurable increases in nutrient density and flavor, compounds that develop when plants have access to complete mineral nutrition. This transformation extends beyond individual plants to, the entire garden ecosystem. Remineralized soil supports more diverse and active microbial communities, which in turn support healthy populations of beneficial insects, pollinators, and soil fauna. You're not just growing food, you're cultivating a resilient web of life that becomes more productive and self-sustaining with each season. This is regeneration in action, the opposite of the extractive model that created the depletion crisis in the first place. You have an extraordinary opportunity right now to become part of the solution. Every garden you remineralize represents a small victory against nutrient depletion, a demonstration that we can rebuild what's been lost. Start with a test bed this season, document your results, and watch as your soil transforms from depleted earth into vibrant, living ground. The future of nutrient-rich living starts in your backyard, with your hands in the soil and rock dust waiting to work its ancient magic. If this guide has sparked your enthusiasm for soil regeneration, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage and share this video with fellow gardeners who care about building truly healthy soil. Together, we're not just growing gardens, we're growing a movement toward regenerative abundance. Let's rebuild the foundation of life itself, one garden at a time.